Hello everyone, I hope you're having a happy spring and that you're having an opportunity to get out and enjoy this fantastic Florida spring weather. I want to give you an update on the bigger picture with Lutheran Services Florida from our headquarters here in Tampa. As you know, this past year we've been focusing on looking at ourselves as an organization that transforms lives, that we're not just a provider of services, but the work that we do with individuals and families actually changes things in their lives for the better. And we have three major goals that we've been focusing on this year in order to be a more transformational organization. And I want to give you a little update on those three projects. The first one has to do with decision making. We have come to realize that it's important that all of the people that need to be in the room are in the room when decisions are made. So we're moving towards a much more inclusive decision-making process, and that's evidenced by our leadership team with representatives from all the major program areas and support services, and that group actually makes the big decisions for the agency, the strategic decisions on a daily basis. Another example of how we are making better decisions is that we're implementing a new HR and timekeeping system beginning in July. It's called UltiPro. And that particular system is going to save the agency $100,000 a year, roughly, so that we can use that money in programs. And it'll also be a better platform for you to manage your time and also manage your career with LSF. The second of the major goals that we were looking at it is how do we know that we're actually having an impact? One example, for example, of how we are actually having a huge impact on people's lives is in our Head Start program. 98% of the kids that move from our Head Start programs into kindergarten are tested to be ready to learn, right? They're school ready. And that's compared to a national average of only 90%. And that national average includes kids from privileged as well as underprivileged backgrounds, whereas we are working with the most at-risk youth in our communities. The third of the areas that we've been focusing on has been growth. And there are two things I'd like to tell you about in the growth area. First of all, Mike Carroll in our legacy programs has brought on 7 new group homes to LSF in Palm Beach County, where we will be serving many more children and families than we have in that area. Secondly, we are redoubling our efforts in fundraising to help support all of the work that you do. We've hired 2 new fundraising professionals. The first one is Jim Clark, who's going to be a major gifts officer. Many of you may know Jim because he was on the LSF Health Systems board for a while. He was also the CEO of Daniel Memorial in Jacksonville and has a tremendous amount of fundraising experience in major gifts, and I'm really excited to be working with him going forward. And secondly, we have hired a new development director, Ross Dietrich, and he will be working more closely with all of the program areas to help you raise money and help us raise money in your local communities. And I'm really excited about having him on board as well. Let me talk a little bit about what's coming up at LSF, things that might be important to you. June is open enrollment for our health insurance, so I encourage you to think through what it is that you and your family needs and make the correct selections during open enrollment. I want to tell you also that for the past several years we have had rising healthcare costs, just like everyone else has. And we have decided over the past several years to not pass on any of that increase in expense to you, the employee. However, this year we're in a different situation, and there's likely to be some modest increases in your health insurance premiums. We are working very hard to minimize the impact that has on you, but I just wanted to give you a heads up that we just aren't able to pass those expenses on to our programs anymore. Many of them are not funded adequately to begin with, and it's something that we can't do. So at any rate, I just wanted to prepare you for that there's likely to be some modest, and we are working very hard to make sure that it is modest, increase in your health insurance premiums. Finally, I would just like to thank each of you for what you do every day. I'm proud to be able to support you, and I hope that you feel that support from me and from all of us here in Tampa for the work that you do every day. Enjoy the weather if you haven't done that already, and I'll speak with you again in the summer. Thank you.